Bang! What's going on, guys? Doing another exciting edition of the main event on Talkin Hands. So as I'm your host, Preston, joined by my host, Mr. Danny Betts, currently sponsored by Body Armor. Just kidding. We're
So
to
that
break down.
sponsors it.
Yeah, we're to break down this weekend's main event matchup as Xander Zayas takes on Patrick Teixeira. Before we get into that fight, as always, we'd love to recap the weekend that was. We did have a nice, exciting 5v5 card, but it was a clean sweep for one of the promoters. We'll go to those real quick. Shout out Goran with a member here, 9 months. The only Zayas he knows is Edgard, and his late little bro, also a jockey.
I have
So
no idea.
horse racing. Yeah, horse racing. But shout you, Gorjon, for being a Pub Sports Radio member. All right, let's get into the fights that were. We can start, I guess, bottom up first fight, which I did miss. It was the English. I won't say it was like the regional fight, but
yeah, domestic fight.
Yeah. Dan, you can fill me in. I know it was pretty wide scorecards. Did the fight play out that wide, or did you think it was like a fairly close fight?
Shout out to Mario Barrios 420. Blaze up. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, Hutchinson looked good. Winner circle in the chat. Let's get it. Hutchinson looked great in the beginning of that fight. He was just too athletic and switching stances, and he was giving problems to Richards. And yeah, I agree with the scorecard. I mean, he clearly won that fight. It wasn't even like he had Richards had his moments like later in that fight. Like it kind of like Hutchinson was getting a little tired. And he kind of buzzed him. I forget what round it was, like round 9 or 10, I think it was. But besides that, Hutchinson, I mean, he cruised to a decision.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so hopefully he gets step up in competition. After that fight, we got what was a very close competitive fight from what I watched. I only saw the last few rounds. Nick Ball got a split decision over Raymond Ford. After the fight, Raymond Ford, I believe, I don't know if he told his promoter what he's moving up in weight. I know we had talked about that last week. So he's moving up in weight. Nick Ball, just a tenacious one, got it done. Split decision. Danny, your thoughts?
Another one. This was funny because it was like the opposite for Nick Ball in his last fight. He started off like fast in this fight. You know, his last fight he started slow. Banked a couple rounds in the first half, whatever. It was pretty close. I think he was up though, like 4-2 or something like that. And then like middle rounds, he made a couple more adjustments, but he got hurt like I think round 9. I think if I remember right. That Ford clipped him with like a nice counter, hurt him bad. He won that round. So besides that, it was going back and forth in the second half. Close fight. I thought Ford won round 10 and 11 and 12. It was a close fight. I thought he edged it out by one round, but I was not mad with the outcome. It was he made the adjustment too late in my eyes, and then Ball already banked enough rounds to win on 2 of the scorecards. So it was a good decision in my eyes. But yeah, he definitely he said he's gonna move up for sure, and that played a part, man. I mean, he still looked good, but you could tell he was still like kind of out of it.
Yeah. I mean, and then like I'm not saying it's bias or anything, but like Ball, the next one, Emma Williams, they're kind of. I'm not saying they're not like the hometown fighters, but they're gonna get a little edge like the other guys over like those fighters, and we've known that for like years.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, what's his face, Bob Arum, right? Last week, or goes into the ring and says, "I'm never bringing my champions over to England," or we're not doing that.
I mean, if I remember right, he said that about Vegas one time too.
Yeah.
So it's like, where you gotta take your fighters, bro? Like just different states, I guess.
Fight after that, Shiraz knocks out Emma Williams late. It was either 10 or 11. I saw that. I was pretty impressed by that guy.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with what I saw from him. Good jab, good power. Emma Williams, hit him a couple times, caused him a little bit, but he fought like I'm not saying like a copycat, but kind of like the Pandora, like the way he was fighting, and just really put it on him. I was impressed by Shiraz there. What are your thoughts with that one?
Um, the mic is acting up a little bit, but yeah, I agree, dude. Shiraz, I was wrong. Like, I knew Shiraz had talent for sure, but he's only 24, 25. Like, I mean, obviously he looks older. I thought the explosiveness and like ammo being too athletic, would have issues. Which there was a couple moments, he clipped and hurt him, and
Yeah,
it's wild because like once Shiraz like does his high guard, his arms are so fucking long. It covers like his whole upper body, dude. So like even when he was hurt, like Ammo couldn't do shit really because he was covering up. And yeah, like you said, really really good jab. Got him out of there late. He's got potential to be a problem, man, in that division if he keeps improving. And there's still little glimpses. Like he's been down before. He's got that little high, tall man defense or whatever. But that great performance by him, man. I was totally like on the wrong side on that one.
Yeah, I was very impressed by him.
I knew I was fucked once Williams changed his nickname to Tiger. It's not Ammo no more. I'm like, shit.
Well, fortunately or unfortunately, the next fight was just as bad. Hrgović, round one looked great versus Dubois.
It started fast. Yep.
Boom. And Dubois didn't move his head. He just ate him the whole round. And I was just like, what am I watching? Like, this guy's going to get knocked out. And Hrgović, like, tired. Like, he just got tired. And Dubois looked good with that jab. Shout out Sharon in the chat.
Sharon.
Cedar Hills, Texas. That's nearby San Antonio. Shout out you, David Burns. I was impressed with Dubois. Dubois, like, bit down, really started working that jab. And Hrgović had no answer. I was shocked. I was very shocked at Hrgovic's performance, and I was impressed with Dubois. That wasn't the Dubois we saw 2, 3, 4 fights ago. Denny, your thoughts? It looks like Dubois Joshua. I believe that's the fight they want to make.
Yeah, it does. I mean, AJ's got what up, Big Show, David Burns. AJ's got he's got choices to make, man. He's got a couple fights he could line up, but yeah, that one definitely could happen. I agree. I mean, everything you said, the ball looked good. Another thing too, like people forget. Shit, I even forgot. Like he's only 25, 26.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I've always criticized him, like being a quitter and shit like that, and he looked good, man. Besides those little headbutts I was telling you backstage or whatever that caused the cuts or whatever, but yeah, like he took what Hrgović had and got him out of there pretty much. Andrew G, shout out to you, man. But yeah, Dubois, good performance for sure.
Yeah, I was quietly impressed with what I saw there. Yeah, shout Big Show, shout Andrew G. Then the fight that we should have got, right? Bivol better Biev. Bivol does get it done. KO, got the KO. More aggressive this time. Yeah. Dropped him round one. His opponent actually looked decent. Like his opponent didn't look like a can at all. But Bivol's just number one, number two at worst, in the division. Got him on there, I think, round 5.
It was 6.
Round 6 stoppage. Yeah. And got him out of there. So I believe they announced the fight October, I think. For
October, like middle of October, I think it was. They said.
So can't wait for that fight. Danny, thoughts on Bivol's performance?
What's wild? Talking about that real quick. That fight is gonna be sooner than the Fury and Usyk fight.
December,
which I get because like Usyk has some injuries too, but like you would think like the meniscus would take longer. I don't know, but yeah, Bivol, another one, man. I had an awful weekend, and I was saying like, man, he's gonna whoop his ass because like I was telling you, the dude's got some skills. He's got good range, good jab, nice one too. But it's like That's all he's got. Like really, like he's got a couple
Yeah.
movement and stuff, but really nice one too. And I don't know if you heard Turkey Cheek or whatever his name is. After a fight, he invited that guy to the card in October, I think it is.
Okay.
He gave him props. He's like, dude, on short notice, and you lasted 6 rounds with one of the best in the world, blah blah. So he gave him props and invited him to another card. So that's cool. So he'll get another paycheck. But yeah, I let this slip away, man. I knew Bivol was definitely live for that knockout. I didn't think it was gonna be that early. I thought it was gonna be like second half.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hurt him. He dropped him in the first round, I think it was, or second round.
Yeah, round
And
one.
yeah, he got him out of there, bro. It was just too much speed, too much angles, things like that. And Andrew G said Fury Usyk was pushed back to December. Yeah, it's December. Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I was saying. That Bivol and Better BF is sooner than the Usyk and Fury fight because the meniscus, which is weird. I don't know. You would think it would be backwards, but
Yeah.
David Burns said that was so sad. That was a sad fight. Absolute respect to both, but they need to hang up their gloves. Great careers, but that wasn't a headliner. Which one? The Fury and the Fury. Wilder and Zhang.
Zhang. I that's what I'm thinking. And
So we're coming up to that one.
yeah,
so
we'll
go
get
ahead,
right into that fight. Big Bang Zhang gets it done. Round 5, I think it was knockout.
Was it 4 or 5? This one I forget. I think
yeah,
one of those 4 or 5.
And yeah, Wilder for sure should retire. He's
He's cooked.
Not much more I can say. I think he threw like 20 punches the whole fight. He just doesn't want to fight. And if you don't want to fight, you should be boxing. Zhang also wasn't like great, but he did what he needed to do. And I just wish Wilder could have survived a little more for that over. But yeah, I definitely think Dubois looked a lot better than Zhang. So that's why I would assume Joshua would want to face Dubois. But yeah, who knows?
And GT.
Yeah, I mean, it looks bad if you just see like the
dude,
like the highlight. I understand, but if you actually watch the fight, yeah, Wilder just didn't protect himself. Then
he hurt him. So what happened was, that's basically what it was. Like Wilder was like, what happened was, oh shit. So he got rocked by the right hand.
Yeah.
And he literally turned around, looked to the ref like, oh, basically like, help me, motherfucker. Turned his back, which the ref could have stopped it right there. So Zhang had all the fucking, he did nothing wrong. He's like, okay, take this, bah, and it was over. Like, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, you can't. I said that last week, same thing. You can't turn your back like that. Like, ref should have stopped it, but I mean, he gave him a chance, and yeah, he definitely got fucked up.
Yeah, and even earlier in the fight, Wilder was against the corner like he was against Joyce, not doing nothing.
Yeah.
He was just doing this and getting popped, and it just looked horrible. Like the optics looked horrible.
I saw something afterwards. When he fought Hellacious or whatever his name is?
Yeah, the round one.
Yeah, that was his, like, a good friend of his. They sparred with each other too and stuff like that. I guess when he took him out, he felt like, shit, like something. He lost something after that, And obviously the Fury fights too. I think all that has to put, something in his head. Like we were saying, we saw it. Like he literally was saying it. He's like, I'm telling my body to do this, but it won't. Right there lets you know, like, it's over, bro. Like that Parker fight told you everything, and I should have been more confident on it, but I mean it's heavyweight, so. He said he was getting eaten alive in the corner by a Chinese.
No, I agree. I think Wilder's done. He should retire. No need to put him out there with anyone. I know the rumor was the Joshua fight, right? That was the big Joshua Wilder. That was the big fight to make. It's not going to happen. Joshua is younger and still fighting at like an elite level. So Unfortunately for Deontay Wilder, I believe his career's done, but had a hell of a career, heavyweight champion. Can't knock that.
Made a lot
When
of
these
money.
guys lose, I see it all the time on Twitter. The bashing starts to come, and he was never good. He sucked, and you know,
Those be the guys that be the number one bandwagons, and then once this
yeah,
happens, they jump right off and say the opposite.
yeah. So I'm not gonna knock Wilder. I do believe his time's done. So. Great card though. That's what I love about these cards. The guy makes these cards, 5 fights,
Oh,
5 fights, and they're
he
always good, relatively competitive fights. So, great card.
he's making it happen, bro. And did you see the rumor now that Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya wants to do that with Tom Rank?
Really?
Yeah, 5v5. Not, dude. That's the move, bro. Like
Yeah.
that. You put, my best, or at least some of my best against your best. I love it. I love it. And the point system too it makes it awesome. Like, you get the double points for the captains, you get 2 points for the knockout, 1 point for the decision. Like, I love it.
Yeah. So, it's very good. And then, unfortunately, though, we lost our fight. He got hurt, or they couldn't clear him. Zoo. So Zoo's out of that fight.
Dude, we were talking about that too.
Yeah.
But I heard, what was the rumor with the replacement? Shit, I forget. It was another good name though. I can't remember though right now, but hopefully.
Yeah, they have time. They have 2 months.
Yeah, I forget who it was, but it was a good name. So if that pulls through, then the car should still be all right.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you think Tim Zoo, like the doctor would have said that from the get go?
Yeah.
Like, you already knew the date the whole time, so why wait till like now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That sucks, but should be still a great card, and there's going to be big fights for that card. Speaking of cards, we got a card this weekend. MSG, Xander Zayas is taking on Patrick Teixeira. Current odds, our favorite book, mybookie.ag. Promo code PUBSPORTS, 50% deposit bonus match up to $1,000. Credit or debit, 100% Bitcoin. Use the Bitcoin up to $1,000. Xander Zayas, not many props, unfortunately. I wish there were more props. Maybe Danny can help me find some props for this fight. Have Xander Zayas minus 1,200, Teixeira plus 800. Danny, I'll start with you. Xander Zayas, is he Puerto Rico's next up, or is this I don't want to say changing of the guard, but definitely probably his sternest test or his toughest test so far?
Yeah, Zayas, MSG, Puerto Rican Parade coming up. It's huge over there in New York. Oh, everywhere. Like, shit over here is big. Yeah, young kid. He's only 21, bro. So now he's allowed to drink, but he doesn't drink or anything like that, so it don't matter. But he's talented, man. I think he signed with Top Rank. Like, I think that was the youngest fighter they ever signed. He was like 16 or something like that. Yeah, I know he was young as shit. But yeah, big kid, moved up to weight class earlier in his career. He's at 154. Just good power and typical, Puerto Ricans. Like, we even when I was growing up, like, it's always been a thing with us. I don't know what it is. I know it's important, but he just works the body really well. We always look for that liver shot, look for the body. Like Cotto back in the day, Trinidad did it. All these guys. And real quick, I want to shout out to another champion, Oscar Collazo. That's another Puerto Rican fighter is fighting on Friday. I mean, he fights at 105, so a lot of people don't know about him, but the dude is destroying everybody down there with like 8 fights. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, Zayas is looking really, really good. Every fight, he's one of those, like, you see little improvements here and there. Like, beginning his career, he was like really like, I'm gonna go get the knockout. Go in there a little reckless. And over the last couple fights, he's been using a little bit of feints, using his step back, picking his shots, being more patient, still working the body, going up top in the head, And Teixeira, this is a great fight for him, for Zayas, to see where he's at exactly, because Teixeira is a good vet that's been there. Like we said, we were talking in the backstage that he fought with Adames back in the day, like 4 years ago. It was an upset. Adames almost got the knockout early in that fight, but he gutted through and got a decision win. Hurt him late too. And he's a southpaw too. Like, he's lanky and tall for the division. But Zayas is a big kid too, so he's not really gonna have a advantage here. So he's definitely not used to that when it comes to Teixeira. But over the last couple of years, Teixeira's been slowing down. He fought Castellano, that fought Charlo back in the day.
Yep.
Castellano, pressure fighter, decent power. He hurt him bad. He hurt Teixeira bad. Late in that fight, the fight could have got stopped. Like, I thought it should have been stopped. So Teixeira's only been stopped one time, but he's been hurt multiple times. Adames fight, Castellano fight, that I thought should have been stopped. And over the last couple of fights, he's been more hittable, less active. This fight is at 154, like I said, and it's been like almost 3 years since Teixeira's fought at 154. He's fought at 160, high at 168. So with all that being said, he's good. Like, he's hittable. One thing that I noticed, like, the counter right is just like fucking kryptonite. And you do not want your counter right hand against Zayas that's way younger, athletic, has power that could go, downstairs, upstairs, mix it in, improving every fight. The crowd behind him, all that put into this. It is a time rounder though, and I noticed that Teixeira slows down second halves of fights, but it'd be like the 12 rounders and stuff like that. But I think it's just a bad matchup for him. Plus the he's gonna be a little bit drained. 154, a little bit drained, older with the body work. I think Zayas is gonna get him out of there late. A lot. He's got like a lot of his knockouts are early. I think he's got like 4 that are literally like round 5, like 4 or 5 literally.
Yeah.
But I think this one goes a little bit deeper and he gets him out of there like 7, 8, 9 ish. Just working the body, the counter right, like I said, and he puts on a show to let people know that I'm here, I'm serious. Like, the dude's legit. Like, he's one of those kids, like, he doesn't do anything. Like, he's one of those, call it what you want. He's training, boring. He don't party, he don't drink. He's just, about himself. Great story, traditional. Like, back in the day, he used to get picked on, and that's when his mom put him in boxing, things like that. And there you go. Now he's one of the young superstars coming up. I think he makes a statement, man. I think he gets him out of here. And talking about the props, Bet365 has the KO at -163. So you do have to pay up some chalk. But, I don't mind it. I personally, I'm not going to go heavy on it. I'm going to see what the round props are. And they're pretty nice. Like, round 6 is where the Bet365 thinks the fight's going to end. Plus 850. I think it goes like 7-8. It's plus 900 and plus 1,000. He hurts him to the body. I can see him taking a knee. And then he gets back up either later in that round or the next round. Zayas puts the gas going and gets a TKO, and the ref steps in and says it's over. That's how I see this fight going, man.
Yeah, originally I was going to try to make the argument for Teixeira. You go over the records, who they fight, best wins, best performances, and whatnot. Then you really dig deep and watch the fights, and Teixeira gets hit a lot. And this is not a guy you want to get hit by. Danny with a great point there. You don't want to be weight drained either. We see it all the time. These guys come down in weight, deplete their body. They can't take the punishment. They can't take the punches coming at them. I like that Zayas KO. That's not crazy.
It's not bad, no.
Yeah, I for sure was gonna do the KO, and what you said, like the late KO props, because Teixeira got buzzed the last fight I saw. Mm-hmm. He didn't look good that fight at all, and he fought a guy who's not really like a top prospect, right? Like he Kubranov, I believe his name was. Or
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it.
yeah, so that was the fight I watched in Russia, and he looked slower, much slower. Even against Adamas, he does have that funky like winging style, like the way he fights. The
Hmm.
way he fights is letting the opponent get off and hit him, and he wants a firefight, but you don't want a firefight if you don't have the power to
Yeah.
hurt the guy, and I don't think he has the power to hurt Zayas. Alexander Zayas here a lot, and like show out weekend, right? Puerto Rican Day
Yeah,
Parade.
yes, sir.
We kind of talk about that a lot. Wanting to get that performance in front of your fans. I know happened with like Bam Rodriguez. I think it was last fight in San Antonio. His KO was like plus something because he was fighting a decision. He was at home, gets a KO. Like I like it a lot. I like Zayas by KO here a lot. Now that I say this, don't screw me, Xander. Don't screw me.
I mean, I like I agreed, but like it could be one of those like how much punishment can Teixeira take? You know what I'm saying? Like he's a vet, and the over under too is 7.5. So
Yeah,
they think
10
it's the
round
same
fight
thing.
too, right? Yeah.
I just noticed that right now. So yeah, I'm round the money, and there's a big difference. Round 7-8 is plus 450, and then round 9-10 is plus 700. So there's a nice little difference there because round 5-6 is 400. Like they think it's gonna be mid fight, and then they jump it up to 700.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could see that too. Round 9, round 10, like I said. When you get a lot of these top rank cards, it's like the UK is the worst though. I ain't gonna lie. When it comes to stopping a fight, standing up.
Yeah.
Like if you unload in the corner or against the ropes, the ref's gonna step in.
Yeah.
The worst is UK. UK, they find any little thing like, okay, this fight's over, and then
Yeah.
they hug the guy and everything. Like, it's funny, but Top Rank does that a lot too. So I can definitely see that happening late in this fight. So we'll see. Hopefully, it's just a clean, knockout. Bad liver shot.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
the fight I saw, he went to the body twice or three times his last opponent.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah.
Yeah, Valenzuela.
Yeah,
was
he
his name?
dropped him like 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. I think.
Yeah, and he looked like you can't. I mean, I think we talk about, or hell, announcers talk about every fight. You keep punching the guy in the head. He's taking the head. The body will wilt.
Yeah.
Like it will break down if you
Yeah.
go to the body enough. And Zayas looks good. Yeah, he looks very good. This was probably the most I've watched of him in preparation. Big fight, main event fight. And yeah, he looks like he has the goods. So I do like that. I like the KO quite a bit. Dan, if you would like to touch on the co-feature, I didn't look up the opponent. I know you interviewed Mr. Bruce Carrington. He's another hot prospect for Top Rank. What are you thinking here? Do you think he gets a KO, late stoppage, decision? What are you thinking?
He's been on a tear too, and being at MSG again, this is his hometown. He was there. I think it was the last fight, or the fight before, and he had a highlight KO because he's from Brownsville. We're from Tyson's from. Excuse me, and he's fighting this Mexican kid that he fought Joey Gonzalez. I think his name's hold on. Vivas, yeah.
Yeah.
He tough, pressure fighter, throws a lot of volume, but he has no fucking defense, bro. Never been knocked out, but in that Joey Gonzalez fight, they should have stopped it. Joey Gonzalez was just kind of the shit out of him, since he was just going straight to him, just throwing volume, which is exciting to see. But bro, his eye was so bad, closed. I don't know how they didn't stop that fight. And against Brute, Shushu, bro, he's been on a tear, bro. He's gonna make a statement in his hometown, and his punches, man. The thing with him, he throws it with his hip, like it's just nasty. And those counters, I definitely see a stoppage here late again. I like both these fights to end inside the distance. This one's it went up a little, but I think it was around the same price as Zayas, but it's minus 188. So I don't mind that. If you want to get a little greedy, throw knockout for Zayas, knockout for Shushu Carrington, and get some plus money. But yeah, I think he gets some out of there. I don't see an over under. I think. Let me see. This is at Bet 365. And FanDuel might even have better numbers too. Usually they do. Same thing, 7.5.
Yeah.
So you're thinking the same thing. I think it's gonna take a while because this Mexican kid is tough for his own good. Like that Joey Gonzalez fight, I was like, Jesus Christ, he's getting whooped. Yeah, I think Carrington gets him out of there too, man. So we should get 2 nice knockouts.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I don't know. I feel like that's what they want. You know, they want their prospects to look good, show out.
Especially these two.
Yeah, and then move up in rank and competition. So I won't argue with that at all. So that'll pretty much do it for us, guys. Can go right into best bets, which there's really only 2 bets to make or 1 bet to make. I'm going to go with Danny's with Zayas KO. I'm sure more numbers will release. And, just find the best number. I do think Zayas gets the knockout. Danny, I'll let you take it over.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's Zayas. I mean, it's tough for me. Obviously, it's between Carrington and Zayas, but I'll go with Zayas by knockout. I think he gets a nice little highlight against a good vet. You know, put his name out there, so should get it done.
Yeah. I think it's very, very high probability he gets the knockout. If you guys could, as it's scrolling down the bottom, become a gold member, Pub Sports Radio. Get horse races twice a week on Bang with the Bag. Like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on these fights. We always read every comment, try to respond to every comment on the YouTube channel. And we're getting in preparation for next week, which is a huge pay-per-view card. And we have the return of Danny's favorite fighter, Matthias. So,
and your favorite fighter, Tank Davis.
Oh, yes. This one I'll actually... I've changed my tune on Tank, I think, the last
you have.
Plays,
so. Way different from before.
Yeah, so I think...
Benavidez fight it's gonna be lit, man.
Yeah. I gotta watch more Frank Martin because the lines. I'm not saying it's like close, right? But you know, it's competitive enough to where it's not like out of the ballpark. So gotta watch more Frank Martin. See Frank Martin. That's who I saw kind of pouting off about Virgil or someone. I'm sure you saw that. There's a clip of Frank Martin knocking down Virgil Ortiz in amateurs or something. I saw it recently. Someone posted it on like X or Twitter. So
okay.
It was interesting because I don't think Frank Martin would want to fight Virgil Ortiz right now. But hey, that's
not after. Yeah, this is not enough time, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely
so
not enough time.
That'll do it for us, guys. Make sure to tune into Pub Sports Radio all this week. Locker Room Talk Pod. We will be releasing that tomorrow for this weekend's UFC action. UFC Louisville. Should be a great card. 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. Eastern. I forget the time.
I think it's 5. 5 prelims, 8 main card.
So those should be competitive fights. Usually the fight nights are pretty exciting. Live crowd. So fighters should be getting down to business. We'll see you guys next week for the big pay-per-view card, Frank Martin, Tank Davis. So this is the main event, Talkin Hands. See you guys next week, guys. Peace.